The topic I did my research paper on was using e-textbooks in a college environment. E-books are an up-and-coming trend that is becoming very popular on college campuses. There are a lot of benefits to using an e-textbook, but there are also a lot of negative aspects. When doing my research, I found a list from today.com that listed the pros and cons, and the pros they listed were the availability of textbooks, so students like that you don't have to wait in line at the school bookstore or have to wait for a textbook because they have to order more. The second pro was that they're cheaper than traditional textbooks. When a comparison was done, an Intro to Psychology book cost $144 on Amazon and an ebook was only $88. Another pro is portability, so they're easier to carry around rather than having to carry around multiple textbooks. You just have to carry around one tablet. And the last pro is that they're environmentally friendly. It saves paper because using textbooks, you have to use hundreds upon hundreds of pieces of paper, which destroys trees, so this is an environmentally friendly option. Cons are it's harder to take notes and it's more difficult to find information. So students found that it's just harder for them to flip through, to go back to reread something or to look something up. Another con is iPads and tablets are not readily available. While a lot of students do have them, a lot don't as well, and that's not a cheaper option. And lastly, the process of reading on the device. A lot of students just don't like having to read their textbook on a device. They prefer to just have an actual book. There was a psychology study done by Drs. Daniel and Jacobson, which was an experiment to test the benefits of e-textbooks. And what they did is they used an eye tracking technology, and as the students were reading, it would track their eyes to see if they were skimming or if they were fully reading the page. And after reading the chapter, they were tested on their knowledge. The study conclusion was that while it took longer, students can score the same reading comprehension as with a paper book. So there's not much difference in how students can comprehend when using an e-textbook. So just some facts. These were all from a student public interest research group survey done in 2008. 75% of students prefer traditional textbooks. 60% said they would still purchase a low-cost print copy, even though they would have the same option in a free digital copy. Students still prefer traditional textbooks even after trying e-textbooks. Students said that learning is possible with either type of book, which agrees with what the study showed on the last slide. And trying to learn from an e-textbook takes much longer and requires more effort to reach the same understanding. So even though in the study they had the same results, there was a huge time difference because reading e-textbooks takes students longer to comprehend what they are reading. So I did my own little study. I did a survey and 35 students were surveyed, and out of those 35, 25 have used e-textbooks, 9 have not, and 1 said that they have on occasion. The 2 additional questions they were asked were, if you've used an e-textbook, what did you like about it and what didn't you like? And if you haven't, is there a specific reason that you haven't? The pros people said were that they're cheaper and you don't have to carry around a heavy backpack, which is a huge thing because studies have shown that carrying around a heavy backpack can severely damage a student's spine. And the last one was the ease of defining unfamiliar words. And the cons were eye strain, just having to stare at a screen for so long. They're harder to navigate, and sometimes the internet doesn't load. These were the 3 most common answers amongst the pros and cons. Now, I have my infographic that is based off of my study. So You already saw the numbers, but this graph just shows you those numbers again to have a visual to compare how different those numbers really are. And then over here is a pie chart to represent students' answers about why they like e-textbooks, and 28% said they like not having to carry heavy books, 24% said they were cheaper, and 12% said they have the ease of defining words. Some other reasons included easier to find information, easier to read, you can flip to pages quickly, accessible anywhere. Some e-textbooks offer practice quizzes, and students really like the tools such as highlighting and being able to click on a word and easily define it. And then here's some other dislikes. They're hard to read, internet doesn't load, eye strain, it's harder to take notes, and they're harder to navigate. I myself have never used an e-textbook, but after doing all this research and conducting that survey, I'm not sure if I want to, but I guess it would depend on the subject that I'm using the book for.